What's up, guys? It's another sunny, beautiful day here in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Little to no humidity, finally. I'm actually not sweating to death as I'm making this video. So, if you guys have been following the channel, you know it's been about 2 months since I sold my beloved BMW M4. And I actually just sold my Triumph Street Triple R. So it's kind of been slim pickings around here as far as things for me to be able to drive. I recently left my position at the Ford dealership where I was able to drive a used car home throughout the week in order to give it a better look over before we sold it. But like I said, I left that position. I started a new job, which I made a video of. You might have seen my most recent upload about where I got my new job at the local Subaru dealership working for their used car department. So I lost that opportunity to drive a vehicle back and forth to work. And the exhaust had fallen off a Suzuki in my driveway a few weeks back, and I had been driving that car illegally only on the weekends for about 2 years. So it was finally time to buy something. So I'm going to give you a second to guess. I know nobody's going to get it right, but I did buy a car. Like I said, it's not the car. It's not the car I was looking for the channel or the truck, but I definitely needed some transportation. So I'm going to introduce you to my latest car. You guys ready? It's a pearl white 2008 Legacy Outback wagon. Would you just look at it? I'm gonna give you guys a second to soak in all the wagony goodness. So this isn't the first Legacy Outback wagon I've owned. I had a 2005 GT Turbo with a manual transmission, which was probably the coolest Legacy Outback wagon ever made. This one, not quite as cool. But I did like it because it had the monochromatic paint. It doesn't have the painted body cladding like most of them have. So I thought this one did look a little bit nicer. So now you're probably thinking to yourself, Brian, why in the world did you buy a 2008 Legacy Outback? Well, to be honest with you, I was desperate. And I just took a job at the local Subaru dealership in their used car department. So that kind of more sense to own a Subaru since I now work at the Subaru dealership. But I'm going to go into more detail why I picked this particular vehicle. Now, it doesn't have modern conveniences such as Bluetooth or backup camera or blind spot monitoring, but it does have heated leather seats, power and heated leather seats, automatic climate control, 6-disc CD changer with satellite radio. I mean, it's got a nice big moonroof. So as far as an 08 goes, it has a decent amount of features, just nothing like a new car would have. But it is all-wheel drive, which is nice, and of course it's a wagon, which everybody likes. Unfortunately, this one is equipped with a 4-speed automatic transmission with overdrive, and the 2.5 liter boxer engine puts out a whopping 170 horsepower to the crank. All right, so now we're in the car. We're going to head over to the dealership, and I'm going to show you what I saw when I first looked at the car that prompted me to make this purchase. Like I said, I obviously wasn't looking for an 08 Outback wagon, but once I got the car in the shop, put it up in the air, started poking around it, and saw some things, I felt the need to buy this particular car, and for the price I got it for, $3,700, it was a pretty unbeatable deal. We had the car sold actually the day before I bought it on our website for $6,000. So I got it for $3,700. That was a smoking deal. But I'm going to show you on the rack and in the shop the things that I saw that were recently replaced that made me think that this car was well taken care of, well loved, and it would be a good specimen for me to drive for a short period of time and possibly, at least get all my money back, if not make money on the car. But if I could get all my money back after driving it for a few weeks, then I'd be very pleased. So we're in the shop now. We're going to put it up on the rack. I'm going to show you what I saw, and then you guys will see why I made this purchase. All right, so the first thing, obviously, I saw was that it was a Outback wagon, which, I wasn't opposed to. I do like wagons for their space, but I walked up to it, and I noticed it had current PA inspection stickers, so that was a good sign. Next thing I noticed when I got inside the vehicle is that it had an oil change sticker, current, from the local Subaru dealer, which is also a good sign. If people are taking their car to the dealership, they usually care about it more. It's in better shape. Once I opened the hood, I noticed the battery had been recently replaced and the serpentine belts were new. Both very good signs. So this is the 2.5 liter boxer engine I was telling you about with the whopping 170 horse. Once I got it up on the rack, I noticed that it had pretty much brand new name brand Tiger Paw tires, which is good. Usually if you see some brand name tires on a car, that means people, like I said, took care of it a little bit better. No off-brand tires. And the brakes were about 95% front and rear, which I did see on the car factory report of all the maintenance that was done to this vehicle. It had about 45 times it had been to different dealerships for maintenance and repairs. And the body had minimal rust on it. Some of these cars, the rockers start to rust out at this age, but this one had little to no rust on it. Once we got underneath the car, I noticed that the factory shield was still under here, which is a good sign. It wasn't off-road or beat up or anything like that. And then I looked at these axle joints, which have a tendency to rip and fling grease everywhere. These ones are still in nice shape. Still have the factory catalytic converter on it. So as we poke around still underneath here, we head back towards the rear of the car. I noticed it had a brand new factory Subaru exhaust system on it, which cost a whopping $1,200 plus labor. And this was put on in the last 2 months, so that was a big plus. I certainly wouldn't want to have to replace that. And you can see it has a trailer hitch on it, which is a big plus for me because, as you saw at the beginning of the video, my bike rack fit right in there. So all in all, I was pretty pleased with the undercarriage of the vehicle. Now these older Subarus do tendency to have oil leaks, mostly from the cam trays and also the head gaskets. So as we walk up to the front of the vehicle, you will see that everything under here was completely dry. So I don't know if these have been replaced once before, but they are nice and dry now. So that's also a very good sign. So now you might be wondering why I went through so much trouble to show you all the details about this particular '08 Legacy wagon. Well, when I do find the car I'm looking for, this car is going to be for sale, and maybe you or someone you know might be interested in purchasing such a fancy Outback wagon. So I figured I'd give you all the ins and outs now. I'm not planning on putting too many miles on it, and it shouldn't need any repairs in the time that I own it. So once I do find the right car, this one is going to be for sale for a pretty good price. Also, since I did buy this car, we could go full send on the Suzuki. Now I've been waiting to find some time for me and Autovlog to get some hoopty nonsense put together for you guys, but that hasn't happened yet, but it's definitely going to be coming. So now we could completely destroy the Suzuki since I actually have reliable transportation to get back and forth to work. So I know this is kind of a silly video, but I wanted to show you guys what I've been up to. And like I said, I'm still in the market for potentially an 18-19 Mustang GT and a new Tundra. I'm not dead set on either of those vehicles, but those are the two I'm looking at. So if you know of anyone that's selling a used Mustang, be sure to send them my way. As always, thanks for checking out my channel. Please subscribe if you haven't already. Make sure you follow me on Instagram and check out my Facebook page, and have a great day.